This is. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. So, hey, but it's episode one of it, whatever I'm gonna end up calling it. So, today, welcome, and today we are talking about Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Now, you see, uh, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando is not a new game. God, no. It released 2003, before I was born. But hey, this was like the game that brought me into loving video games in the first place. Let me tell you, this game, hell of a good game. I think this is my complete copy. Yeah, right there's the very memory card that I beat the game the first time on. That thing is crusty. Oh dear God. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando is a game by Insomniac, best known for Spider-Man, actually nowadays. Really great company in my opinion, but hey, this this was that was top tier when I was like 10, yeah, about 10. The game's a really good little like nugget of a game. It's it's got all the bells and whistles of what you would expect. It's from an early 2000s PlayStation game. Uh, let's see, kick kicking ass, one planet at a time. That is a thing on the back of the box, which is amazing. Okay, to start with, let's get into gameplay. So behind me I have my spare copy, because can't be too safe. Always have a spare copy of the game. But Ratchet and Clank falls into that kinda early 2000s edgy video game thing, like Jak and Daxter's sequels would end up becoming. But it does it in a way that isn't annoying. Anyway, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando is a great game just to play. The first one, of course, is classic in the fact that it created that beautifully done formula that is loved by people even today that no one seems to quite get right. It is a sort of it's a 3D run and gun, which is really fun. Has some really goofy ass weapons. Like this just shows most of them on the inner page, right on this little page thing. But that's a this is a gun that shoots actual lava, and when you upgrade it, it shoots meteorites. Or you got my personal favorite has to be, where are you? I know you're in here. Ah, here you are. It's a shotgun, but like when you upgrade it, it gets two barrels. It becomes a double-barreled shotgun, but it's like giant barrels and they just explode people or robots. Yeah, robots and aliens. Don't worry. Killing civilians is fine in this game. It's not civilians, but wildlife. A lot of wildlife. You Ratchet may be the cause of the extinction of, like, I don't know, the giant scorpion flying bugs. They're goofy looking. But no, gameplay-wise, it's a really solid game. What other things are there to talk about? Story. This game has the funniest story on planet Earth. So the game starts with Ratchet and Clank just kind of sitting in their house doing an interview, and they just get kidnapped by like a CEO of a company from another galaxy. And it is so good. And he just tells Clank, "You're going to be an accountant." And Ratchet, he's just like, "You're going to be a soldier." Yeah. And they just accept this because they're bored with their current life. It's great. What other? Oh, yeah. Little history on Insomniac, though, before we continue with this game's great story. Insomniac Games started with a little game that I have right over there. Little game series. Little game series called Spyro the Dragon. That's Spyro 3. Oh dear. Spyro the Dragon. Now, this is an old ass case. I love these games too. They are peak collectathon platformer. Personal opinion, better than Banjo Kazooie. But then again, it's a pick your poison sort of deal. But yeah, Insomniac started out with this game. It has very bad first game in the series syndrome, but I mean, so does the first Ratchet and Clank. Things start getting better, you know. This is like a brief one-off thing for Spyro. I'll come back to it probably later on. But then, Insomniac creates Ripto's Rage, gets really good. Spyro 3's best one in the series. But I think with Ratchet and Clank, in my opinion, it's a little different. First game has that first game in the series, oh, it's the first time they've done this, so yeah. Weapons are okay. Game's an overall, pretty okay game. But then this game comes out, and it turns the game from this, like, pretty okay thing to pinnacle of excellence. Pure joy to play. And that's why I love this game. It has so many goofy weapons and like gadgets. One of them is called the decoy gun, and it just shoots out inflatable versions of yourself. But back to story. So, stuff goes through, they're trying to get back. Ratchet finds out that this person stole this pet thing, and that's where the story kicks off. Is you're trying to capture Satan's Furby, which I mean really says a lot about what this thing is. I'll see if they have a picture of it in the manual. I really hope they do, because this thing is not normal looking, to say the least. Come on, where are you, Protopet? Why are you not in here? I'm going to get tetanus from touching this. Okay, so the Protopet's not in here, but if you look right there, that's the man who kidnaps you right there. Weird looking guy named Abercrombie Fizzwidget. Why am I doing a review on a game that's like 20 years old. 19 actually. But anyway. But anyway, as the story goes on, you're chasing down the thief who took the proto pet, and it just gets better and better as you play through the game. Honestly, one of the funniest games there I've played. But so you follow him from planet to planet. You don't have Clank at the start. I think it's World 3 where you have to get him in order to do a motorcycle race to find out where people are. And it's really funny, in my opinion, because the bikers are like, they look like these hard ass bikers that are just, you know, will beat you up if you even look at him wrong. Ratchet threatens to hit him, and he's just like, "I'm not." It's funny. They apologize to him. It's very wholesome. There's this one. I think his name's, he's like, it's something killer, and like when you meet him, he's just like, I wanted these boots because they looked really nice. I'm just gonna go home and knit some more gloves for the gang. Really funny. The game has three different types of gameplay, actually four. So there is the run and gun platformer gameplay that you would expect from the series. Then there is also uh, arena challenges where you can get like a bunch of different cool stuff for doing all the different arena challenges. Uh, then there's the bike races. Then I think twice in the game you play as Clank, and those sections are kind of like puzzle ish with these things called gadgets. They're like dinosaurs, and it's funny. I This is like one of my favorite games of all time, just because of the fact that it is a the game freeze. Oh no, the disc is just scratched. Never mind. We're fine. It will start up again. Fine. But so it's just a overall really good game in my opinion. Complaints about it, some areas, like there's these two areas where you have to collect all these like gem things. Those can get a little annoying. And also like upgrading everything in your ship takes a really so much of that rare currency. Hey, but once you get it fully upgraded, you get a nuke, and that's how you farm money. A lot of it. Like I'm talking like 500,000 bolts ago. It is so good. Just having that thing in your arsenal. So that's gameplay. There is ship gameplay, and that's like okay at best. But I mean, like ship gameplay, 3D ship gameplay, in my opinion, isn't the best. Back hurts. Anyway, nah, the game just has. It's it's one of those games where you just play through it and it's enjoyable from start to end. Has a funny ass twist at the end, but but I mean, it's not really a spoiler since, like I said, 2003. It is a 19-year-old game. Oh dear. But it has its moments where it's like extremely charming and just goofy overall. Clank's accountant job is interrupted by like the game's bad guy, I should say, kind of bad guy, becomes your buddy towards the end in a way, but it's interrupted because the bad guy just rings the doorbell and just yoinks Clank after he gets out of the shower. It's a good scene. So you got to go save him. Other stuff that really started the game. Abercrombie Frizz Widget is just this old, goofy man who's just senile. That's it. He's just completely senile. And it is funny because he just. You're flying over a desert and he's like, I want music, and presses the eject button and launches you out of the ship and just forgets you're there and just flies off. Yeah, good game overall. I would rate this game a out of 10. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Really good at parts, but has its flaws. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. It's a game that exists, and I love it for that. Insomniac Games, you guys did a really good job for this one. Haven't played Rift Apart yet. Don't have a PS5. I'm poor. So, whoever watches this, see you in the next one. Okay, bye.